Hi, everybody. I'm Chris Preimesberger, editor of eWEEK. Thanks for joining us today for our eWEEK session with Dan Lahl, who's the Global Vice President of Product Marketing for SAP. Is that correct, Dan? Did I get it right?
It is, and thanks for having me, Chris. And I'm really excited to be talking to your eWeek listeners and subscribers. So
Good. Yeah,
very
it's
fun.
an audience that's starting to grow over time. We've been doing these only since April, and we're kind of having a lot of fun with them because it's just a whole new way to explain things, and we're happy to add this feature to eWeek. We haven't had this before, so
Perfect time to do it too. Perfect time.
it is, and out of necessity. But it's going to stay with us for a while, I think. Dan, tell me a
Okay.
little bit about just your role there at SAP. You've been there for a while, and then
Yeah, I've been here a long time, long
yeah,
time.
and then
Especially.
I understand too. SAP's got a platform that we want to talk about too, a new platform.
Yeah, so yeah, I've looked after database and cloud and integration and extension and all kinds of other things for a while, and that's really what we talked about at Sapphire.
Mhm.
Um, this last couple of weeks. And as you know, we have been at SAP basically an application company for forever. But we're adding to that a common platform across all of our applications, whether that be our S/4HANA ERP applications or our human capital management applications, success factors, whether that be our CX applications with Hybris and other things. We'll have one common platform, and we talked a lot about that at Sapphire. And that platform is the business technology platform.
Okay. What are some of the components of it, and what does it bring new to the table for SAP?
Yeah. So the components for the business technology platform are really spread over four different areas. It's a number of different products underneath that, but our four specific affinity areas are database and data management, and then analytics, including data warehousing, integration and extension for integrating and extending applications, and then finally, intelligent technologies for things like how do you apply artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchain, IoT technologies across these applications that we service. So those are the four main things that we bring to the party. And each one of them helps applications in a different way. So providing a common data model and data understanding across ERP, human capital management, CRM, super important. And our data management and EIM capabilities bring that to the fore. So that's one way in which they're used. Secondly, if you think about it, all of those applications that SAP have are either organic or inorganic that we purchased over the number of years. Those all have to be integrated across the enterprise. And so we have a full integration capability to do that. The extension piece allows any new application functionality that needs to be added or customized by our customers, whether that be for tax reporting or specialized invoice reporting, or just to add maybe a new workflow for headcount management or purchase approval, that can be done through our extension capabilities. And then the artificial intelligence, that kind of thing, that's really to be populated across all of our applications, and we do that through the platform.
Okay.
Does that make sense, Chris? What
Yeah, it
we're
does.
doing with the
Now,
platform?
does this platform work only with the HANA in-memory database, or what?
So the HANA in-memory database is a component of the platform, but it is not the full component of the platform. So for example, if you had a data warehousing application that you wanted to add to your application stack, you might want to use HANA and then our data warehouse cloud as the application, as the database layer, and then the data warehousing layer, and then the analytics layer on top of that, you would use SAC, which is our SAP Analytics Cloud. So the combination of those would be great for doing data warehousing type applications, but it's not the complete. So creating an integration between a purchasing process and a fulfillment process, that may or may not use HANA as its data source. It may just be a process that you use.
Okay.
And then extension may be just a new set of screens where you're adding a few new components, but you're not keeping that in a HANA database. So the short answer to your question is HANA is part and parcel to the platform, but it's not the end all be all.
Okay, so if this platform were a solar system, HANA wouldn't be the sun necessarily, or would it?
I would say it would be one of the planets. I would say that you would consider the platform as the sun, and then all of these other capabilities that ride on top of the platform as components of the platform as pieces of the solar system. So HANA could be the Earth, integration could be Venus, extension could be Mars. I'm not sure what Jupiter is. Maybe that's analytics. Who knows?
Okay. I like to be able to paint a picture of something so people can understand it. And so it doesn't really revolve around the database, but the database is obviously a big part of it.
Is a key component, and we talk about how we describe it as turning data into action. So the database is a key component with HANA and data.
What kinds of businesses are potential customers for this platform? Would it be larger enterprises, mid-range? Is it too hard to tell?
So we see the initial take-up actually going across the board and across a number of our different industries. So if you take that solar system example, maybe a small business only wants to have the sun and maybe the Earth and Mars at this point in time. So they may just say, I want HANA and data warehousing and analytics as the first piece that we do. But then another large organization may say, hey, we want to go all in and have Mars and Jupiter and Saturn and Pluto and everything that takes advantage of all of the platform. So, and we're seeing that again in multiple different industries. Where we see a lot of traction for integration and extension is in some of these regulated industries where they have specific regulatory things that they have to provide. They have to have a specific workflow. They have to have a specific extension that actually allows them to report from a regulatory standpoint. So we see that as a big take-up.
Good.
And we see platform really, the whole solar system in kind of our classic SAP strongholds in consumer goods, in telecom, and interestingly, oil and gas. So we see oil and gas industry really taking up the platform in a very, very big way. Guys like Shell and Mobil and Mohawk and a number of other of the really big oil and gas.
And are there deployment options, Dan? Are there deployment options? Is it available through the cloud, or is it deployed on a server in a database or a data center, or both, or what?
Yeah, that's the beauty of the platform, Chris, is that it's a managed service platform on the cloud and specific to countries if reporting requirements require that, or security requirements require that. So yeah, it's 100% delivered to the cloud, and we manage all the services. So a customer doesn't even have to manage the integration service. They just say, I need to integrate this workflow with this workflow, and we manage the back-end plumbing on that. Same thing with HANA. HANA is a managed service. Anyone who wants to do database or data management. Same thing with Data Warehouse Cloud. We manage all the back-end, so that means managing the uptime, managing the upgrades, managing the new features that are delivered. Customers don't have to worry about.
And security, nothing has to be worried about with security. You guys are secure.
All of that. And since we ride on top of all of the hyperscalers, so all of this platform rides on top of AWS, Azure, Google Cloud Platform, and Alibaba, the security that comes along with them, we get to take advantage of.
Yeah.
So really cool security model.
Yeah, it's a cool platform to begin with. Dan, our time is up. I really appreciate your overview. I wish we had a little more time to go into more depth, but I think you've touched on all the important aspects of the SAP platform, I think. And if somebody wanted to go deeper, well, they could just go to sap.com and look it up, right?
SAP.com, and then right on the top ring, there's a thing called products, and you click products, and it says Business Technology Platform, and you can look at all those four categories: database, analytics, integration extension, and intelligent technologies right there to your heart's content. And
That's great.
again, always willing to talk to customers about the use case that they have where the platform can help them. That's where I think we really fit best, is when we talk to customers, look at their use case, apply the technologies that they need for a better business outcome. That's where SAP really.
That's the bottom line.
Exactly.
Right. Dan
Well,
Lahl,
Chris, thanks for your time.
thank you very much for joining us on eSpeaks. I really appreciate it. You gave us good insight into SAP and what you're doing. So thank you all very much for joining us. And I want you to come back later when news comes up.
We will. Thank you, Chris, for your time today. Appreciate it.
Good. And for everybody watching along with us here today, thank you very much for joining eSpeaks, and have a great rest of your eWeek. Thanks for joining us on eWeek eSpeaks. Go to eWEEK.com to hear more conversations with IT thought leaders.